Hola clase, Senior Boyle here. Let's go through the last few questions, and here we go. Number 20. Let's see, we got 4 to do. 20 through 23. Okay. ¿Qué hicieron las personas en el servicio de la Iglesia Católica? What did the people do in the Catholic Church service? Well, if you look at your vocab, there are things like they prayed, they sang, they worshiped, they did a mass. The mass, like we said before, is part of the Catholic Church ceremony. So we could say las personas. Let's say they went to church. I think in the last question, that would be one of the things that we should have said maybe. How did they dress up? How did they celebrate? This is something we could add here. How did they celebrate? Number 18 was, they went to church. Después, the people went to church. How do you say they went? They say the people went. So we have la gente. We're talking about la gente, obviously. La gente. So if it's la gente, it's singular once again. Fue a la iglesia. So after all that celebrating, they went to church. That's part of their deal. So number 20, they went to church. Let's say las personas went to church. Now, if it's plural, fue doesn't, you have to change fue to fueron a la. Let's just say that to start this off and give some context. Fue a la iglesia. Now we want to say there in the church, they prayed. Let's say that. There. How do you say there? Not there is. There is I, but how do you say there? Like here, there, right? Remember this? Aquí, acá, there, allí, allá. So we're going to say allí. They prayed. The verb to pray. Orar. Orar. Okay, let's change orar to preterite in the ellos form. Oraron. Now, I'm going to give you something else here. In the movie, you probably don't remember this, but in the movie, the narrator, they interview the priest. Remember the priest with the green robes in the church there? And he was talking about the cross, that little statue they bring to the... it's in the church, and then they bring it out in the street, and this is something that a lot of Latino churches do. He called it a word in Quechua. He called it the tatacachu. Tatacachu is the cross of Christ in, I think it's Quechua. So let's say they prayed to the tatacachu. So oraron al tatacachu. Let's put that in quotes because it's Quechua. And then we could say, comma, the crucifix. La cruz de Jesucristo. Not only that, they did other things too. They sang songs and held a mass. Or how about we say they had a mass and worshipped. So they had a mass. They did a mass. What's the verb to do? To do is hacer. And we're talking about the preterite of hacer. It's las personas. They're the ones that did it. So how would we conjugate hacer in the preterite ellos? How would we do that? Well, remember, it starts with is, and then we're going to say hicieron. Hicieron una misa. They did a mass. And worshipped. worship is in your vocab. The verb is adorar. And we're going to drop the AR and add Aaron. Al. Now, they worshipped Jesus. They worshipped God. Do you want to say Jesus Christ again? Do you want to say God? Do you want to say the Lord? Let's just say God. They worshipped God. There you go. That sounds good. So, las personas fueron a la iglesia. Allí oraron al tatacacho, la cruz de Jesucristo. Hicieron una misa y adoraron a Dios. That sounds good to me. It's really good. 21. Describe the attitude. Describe la actitud de los mineros con relación a su profesión. Okay, let's say this. In spite of the dangers, in spite of the difficulties, the miners are proud to be miners. Ted Cruz drank water on screen one time. Remember that? Hey, look at the top of your vocab sheet. How do you say in spite of? A pesar de. If we say a pesar de, we're going to use an infinitive verb after it. Or we could say in spite of this or in spite of that. We could say a pesar de eso, in spite of that. But we want to say in spite of the difficulties or in spite of the dangers. So we could put a noun after a pesar de. So let's say the dangers. How do you say the dangers? Hey, take a look at your vocab sheet. I mean, I've got one sitting here somewhere, but you have one too. But I know all the words on it. Los peligros y las difficulties. Dificultades. Now, it's funny. I'm sitting here going through this video with you, talking about different words, different ideas. It's easy for you to just go, okay, I'm just going to wait for him to tell me and then write it down. It is easy to do that because this is the way we're kind of doing it now. There's a better way to teach this. Of course there is. But for the moment, we're kind of stuck in this lame way of presenting material until I can get my head together and figure out how to do remote learning a little bit better. Anyway, I apologize if you think, wow, that's cheesy. It's cheesy, cheap. Hope you're learning something in spite of that. A pesar de eso. Hey, a pesar de los peligros y las dificultades, los mineros. Okay, are we going to say they are proud with estar or ser? What's the difference? Ser would be used to describe what they're like. Estar would be used to describe how they feel. Are they proud people? Or do they feel proud? Well, maybe you could just remember what he said in the movie. I know that's difficult, but he said, Somos orgullosos. Somos orgullosos. He said it. He used ser. So we're going to say they are proud. How do you say ser in the ellos form? Because remember, it's mineros. Mineros are ellos. Right? Los mineros are ellos. How do you say they are with ser? Son. And how do you say proud? Orgulloso. However, we have mineros. Don't forget, you have to make it plural, masculine. A pesar de los peligros y las dificultades, los mineros son orgullosos to be miners. We're going to say de ser mineros. Okay, that's good. 22. What's Basilio's dream? By the way, I know you're Facebook friends with me, but Basilio texted me. His sister is in real trouble. She is, she might die. She had an accident Oh, my computer shipped too. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that. She didn't get into an accident. What am I trying to say? She has gallstones, and I'm trying to raise money to help her. She's going to have surgery. It's going to cost like $750 US. And down there, you have to pay or you just die. They don't. It's not like here, where they operate and then figure out how to pay later. Down there, you have to pay in advance. So anyway, if you're thinking you want to give to that, let me know. I'm going to give some of my money to help him out. Because, he actually contacted me and said, I don't know what else to do. She's going to die. And I've been out of work and the quarantine. I haven't been able to work and we don't have money for food. And then she's got this and we're just desperate. So they went to a women's foundation and they were able to get 1,000 Bolivianos, which is about 1/5 of the cost. That's about a couple $100. I think it was 780 originally, and now they need about 550, something like that. So I'll probably give 50 or 100, and I put it on Facebook. Anyway, I'm trying to raise money. So that's that. All right, what is his dream? Basilio dreams about a lot of things. He wants to get out of the mines. He hopes to become a teacher. All right, but here's the thing. How do you say dreams about? The verb to dream about. In English, we have the word about. The verb to dream is soñar. So Basilio, soñar is an AR verb, but it's a stem changer. Sueña. And then about. Now here's the tricky thing. About in Spanish is usually de, but in this case, it's con. Basilio sueña con means Basilio dreams about. Becoming. To become. If you take a look at your vocab sheet for to become, you'll find that we're going to use the verb llegar a ser. Whoops. Profesor. Oh, you guys are going to kill me. Let's put that second. He wants to get out of the mines. Let's do this in order. I'm sorry. He wants to finish his education, get out of the mines, and he dreams about being a teacher. All right, he wants to leave the mines. Let's say that. He wants to leave the mines. He wants. The verb is querer. It's an E-to-I-E stem changer. And we have to end it with E. So, quiere, get out of the mines, leave the mines. How do you say to leave, to get out? Salir de las minas, comma. Get his education, finish his studies, get a degree, terminar sus estudios, and then we'll say, and he dreams about becoming a teacher. I like it. Let's say something else. He wants to travel to other countries. Okay, last question. What conveniences do you take advantage of that are impossible for boys like Basilio? Oh my goodness, so many. Even with, I just think of the difficulties with the coronavirus and what that's doing for people who work certain jobs. Some people just have lost their income. They've lost their income. They don't have a job. It's so difficult with Basilio. I mean, right now he's not working. They arrest you in the streets of Potosi right now. He told me that if you're out in the street, the quarantine, they're very tough on people. You're going to get arrested. It's a third world country. It's more militaristic. Yo, I enjoy. Yo disfruto. I'd like you to list some things. And I'd like you to just finish this on your own. I'll give you an example and then you can just add to it. So, buena comida. Good food. Or how about buena comida, good healthy food, saludable. Okay, now I'd like you to list a few things that you enjoy, and then you can end this. Between the last two, you need the word y, right? So, buena comida, una casa cómoda, a comfortable house, good education, a safe place to go to school, wealth, we have prosperity. There's just so many things. I want you to really think about that and finish this up. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow. But for now, just finish these questions and we'll move to the next step, okay? Have a great day. Thanks.